I am recording today. So just being seated, maybe you start to, you can put your legs wherever. Maybe they're crossed, maybe they're out in front of you. Hands can come onto your knees. Maybe you just start to gently press your hands into your knees. You start to feel the support of your body. The earth is being supportive of your body. And you just start to find a gentle inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. And maybe you have your eyes open or closed. Kind of feel it out, see what your body's telling you. And if you have a rhythm going with your breath, I welcome you to maybe start to incorporate that ujjayi breath, where you inhale through the nose. And then on the exhale, the mouth stays closed and you make like a rasping noise at the back of the throat. Kind of sounds like waves in the ocean. Couple more breaths here. Let the day start to unwind. You let it kind of drop away. And then we'll start to blink the eyes open, or you start to bring some focus back to the body. And we'll inhale, the arms will come out to the side, palms facing up. Exhale, arms move forward. Inhale, arms come to the side again. Exhale, palms face down. You squeeze like the elbows are going to touch behind you. Inhale, elbows come down towards the hips. Exhale, arms come towards each other in the center. Inhale to the side. Exhale, forward. Inhale, side. Exhale, squeeze back. Inhale, down. Exhale, forward. Inhale, side. Exhale, forward. Inhale, side. Exhale, squeeze back. Inhale, down. Exhale, squeeze forward. 2 more times. Inhale, side. Exhale, forward. Inhale, side. Exhale, back. Inhale, down. Exhale, forward. Last time. Inhale, side. Exhale, forward. Inhale, side. Exhale, squeeze back. Inhale, down. Exhale, squeeze forward. Hands can come down. Maybe they grab your calves. And you just kind of start to shake the body out a little bit. Maybe find a little bit of a rock. Loosen out the shoulders. Maybe you roll them back and then forward. Be a little playful. Feels good. Or you can take more intentional rolls if you want, where you take like a giant shrug. And then you gently melt the shoulders back. I invite you to play, see how it feels. And then the arms will come out to the side. And you'll just give yourself a giant hug. My left arm is crossed on top. Pick whatever arm feels good for you. And just start to give yourself a little bit of a rock. Feel like the spine start to wring itself out. And then maybe you stay with this rock. Maybe you start to just take a little bit of a circle. You go down towards the left knee, into the center, and then over to the right. We circle the spine like that a couple more times. Slow and controlled. If you've been sitting, this might feel really nice. One more time, wherever you are. And then you'll undo your arms from that hug and you'll connect them in front of you so your wrists are kissing and the backs of your palms are touching, backs of your hands. And then you'll flip the hands so they connect. So for me, my left hand's on top, my right hand's on bottom. And I'm gonna hold my hands together like I'm holding my own hand. Then you're gonna dive the wrists in towards you. Yeah, bend the elbows, they come in. So your wrists come down. The bottom arm bends and the right hand is on the left side of the body. Yeah, good. Yes, now flip your hands the other way, George. So they go deep, deep. Kiss the hands this way and then just on flip your palms. Down, other way, down, yes. Interlace, yeah, perfect. And then they come in, beautiful. And this should just feel kind of nice. Maybe you just start to take a gentle rock. And you can kind of stretch the wrists over to the right. Maybe you start to feel a little bit of a stretch in the back of the right hand. And then you'll come back to center, you unwind. We do it all on the other side. Arms come out. And for me, my right arm's on top. You start to take that rock, waking the spine up from being sedentary all day. And then you'll start to maybe take that spiral. I'm going down to the right first, and then slowly over to my left knee, and I come back up through center. Kind of feel how your hips feel in this, how your low, mid, and upper back feel. One more time. And then you'll come back up into the center. And this is where we get crazy again. You undo your hands. So my right hand's on top of my left. And my backs of my hands are touching. Flip the palms down. So the pinkies are facing towards the ceiling. Yes, beautiful. Interlace the hands and then you bend the elbows out towards the side and they come in, hands come in towards the chin. Yeah. You can just feel like your shoulders start to ring out. For me, I start to feel my upper back start to just kind of stretch a little bit. It's not super intentional, but like you just feel a little bit of a spreading there. And then maybe you start to bend into that left wrist towards the left arm. Get a little bit of a stretch there. If you took that rock before, you can take it here. And then we'll gently unwind. Arms can come back out to the side. Kind of shake your arms out. Nice. And then we'll take a gentle neck roll. Intentional here with the neck especially. So if you drop your left ear to your left shoulder, you'll feel that tension. You can keep your hands on the ground or maybe it floats if that's too much, find the pressure point. And then you'll start to drop the chin slowly. Roll it over to the right shoulder. Really be mindful of dropping the shoulder away from the ear. One more time each side. You drop the chin slowly through center. Head comes over to the left. Big inhale and exhale here. And then you start to roll through center, really slow and controlled. Right ear over the right shoulder. One big breath here. And then on the exhale, you gently roll the chin into the chest and it comes up to center. Nice. We're gonna make our way to tabletop. I hope your spines feel loosey-goosey. And stack your wrists, elbows, and shoulders, your knees and hips. And we'll just take a few cat-cows here. You inhale, belly drops, look forward. Play around with your distribution of weight. I love moving my hips back, so I'm almost in like a weird child's pose. And then as I exhale, I really press and round forward, and I let my hands take a little bit more of the weight. I really engage like that stretch and the expansion of the upper back. Inhale, belly drops, you look forward. Exhale, push round the spine. You look at your belly button. Inhale, belly drops, look forward. Exhale, push round. One more time. Inhale, belly drops, look forward. Exhale, push round. And then the toes will come together. The knees will come really wide. So my knees are like on the outer edge of my yoga mat. And then just sit the hips back and arms come way out in front of you. Take a child's pose for a second. Forehead can rest on the ground. And really think of your arms are an extension of your back. Like they're your wings, right? So they're pulling and pressing into the ground. Make this a little bit active. You start to engage the mid-back here. And then you're going to look up at your hands. Press into the hands, press into the shins. You start to lift the body up and you come out to like an extended plank. Press into the hands so you're not sinking into that shoulder joint. You're pressing away. The feet can separate here. You lower all the way down to the belly. And then the hands will come to the mid-ribs. Inhale, you take a baby cobra. So you think of your elbows kind of knitting together behind the back. Exhale, you come down. And then you press yourself back up. And you take that little child's pose again. We'll do that 2 more times. Big inhale here. Exhale. Inhale, press up. You find that extended plank on your knees. Lower down to the belly on the exhale. Inhale, you take that baby cobra. Exhale, as you lower, you gather yourself, press back. Find child's pose. One more inhale. Here in child's pose. Exhale. Last time, inhale. You press through the ground. You shift forward. Find that extended plank. Exhale, lower down to the ground. Belly touches down. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, you lower and press back all the way to child's pose. Nice. Good job. One more inhale here. Exhale. Next inhale, you come up to tabletop. Bring the hands back underneath the shoulders. And start to just kind of wiggle again. You'll tuck the toes and press back to your down dog. Really start to pedal the feet out. I always keep my knees bent my first couple down dogs, but see what your calves, your hamstrings, your back is telling you. If your low back feels kind of pinchy, maybe you look at your feet and you separate them a little bit. And you make them a little bit wider. And then you could look at your hands and maybe bring them a little bit closer. You might feel a little more supported there. We're not here for too much longer. One more inhale. Exhale, you stay. Next inhale, you look forward, bend the knees, and you start to walk to the top of the mat. Feet can stay hips distance apart. You inhale, take a flat back. Exhale, lower down, knees stay bent. One more inhale, flat back. Exhale, you lower down, bend the knees. And then you start to roll up. To stand, you roll the shoulders back, palms face forward, Tadasana. Awesome. We're inhaling, feet will come together, and you'll sit back into chair. Arms can come up. If you don't like your arms like this, if your shoulders are bugging you, they can come to heart center. And then you'll really stand into that left leg. The right leg is going to step back, and you'll find high lunge. We're here for 1 second, and then you gently lower the knee down. We're in low lunge. Inhale, arms rise. And then as you exhale, maybe you connect the hands to the elbows, opposite elbows. Yeah. And think of really like pulling the torso long. And rather than fanning out here, think of connecting the ribs to one another and lengthening through the side body. Nice. Your hands can come down, maybe they take your hips. And that right shin is gonna go over to the left side of the mat, so you kind of kickstand it like that. Yeah, so if you were gonna sit down, just sit back, it'd be like your heel is in the middle of your butt cheeks. So with that kickstand, you're kind of in a kneeling warrior two, right? That left foot's forward, and your right leg is firmly underneath you. You're pressing into your shin. Start to find some stability here. We'll take a side angle, so a modified side angle, right? You can either take it with your elbow on your left thigh, or maybe you start to bring the hand a little bit down the leg. My left hand is kind of touching my left ankle. One more inhale here. Exhale, you come back up through warrior two. Inhale, listen carefully. That left hand comes down to the ground. You lean on it. You're an extended side plank, kneeling side plank. That right arm, that left arm can reach up overhead. Left foot is flat on the front of the mat. And then the left hand comes down at the mat behind you. You make everything face the mat behind you. So right knee faces the back of the mat. Yeah, really good. Listen carefully. You step back to high plank. Vinyasa through. Move down to low push-up. Inhale, forward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. One inhale here. Exhale. That left leg moves forward again. You step the left leg forward, right knee touches down. Inhale, arms rise. Low lunge, we're here again, same position. Maybe you connect the elbows again here. See how that feels. You start to think of drawing the navel in, the belly button in towards the back, knitting those ribs together. And then you'll take that same kickstand, so the right foot will move towards the left side of the mat now, the new left. And then you'll open out, find warrior two. Yes, so good. So now your left foot is in the front of your warrior two at the back of the mat. Take that side angle again. Maybe you take that same elbow to your left thigh, or your left hand maybe reaches down towards your left foot. One more inhale here. Exhale, you come back up, find that warrior two. And then that right hand will come down to the mat, at the front of the mat this time. Left hand reaches up and over, you're in that extended side plank. Maybe you take a full side plank, maybe you keep the knee on the ground. Really good, guys. Left hand comes down at the front, you pivot everything to face the front of the mat. We are back where we begin. You step back to high push-up, press through the floor, and then you'll vinyasa through. Low push-up, forward facing dog. You press back, find down dog. Look forward to the front of the mat, and you stroll yourself back up there. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, you lower down, bend the knees, you sit back, find that chair pose. Nice. Other side. Inhale, you lengthen through the side bodies. Exhale, you start to step back with that left foot, right foot's in front, you're in high lunge. The arms can stay up, you can be dancing with them, they might come to heart center, and then you gently lower that left knee to the floor, untuck the toes, you're in low lunge. Inhale, the arms rise. And then as you exhale, maybe you connect opposite hands to elbows, and you start to really connect to your belly button, connect to your core here, and really think of knitting the ribs together. Like I think of, this is like a silly reference, but I think of like a corset, knitting my ribs together. One more inhale here. And then exhale, the hands can come to the hips. You kickstand that left leg to the right side of the mat. Yeah, really good. And you find that warrior two, that kneeling warrior two. Press firmly into the shin and firmly into that right foot. You take that side angle towards the front. Right hand might come to the floor or the ankle, or maybe you take that elbow. One more breath here. On the exhale, you come back up, find warrior two. Yeah. You look at your back hand, your left hand's behind you. It finds the floor, and you take extended side plank. My knee is on the ground. My left knee is on the ground. My right foot is flat at the front of the mat. One more breath here. Exhale, you pivot everything to face the back of the mat. You find high push-up, press through the floor, and then you vinyasa through low push-up, forward facing dog, and press back to down dog. Halfway there, good job. You look at that right foot, and you just step it forward to your low lunge at the back of the mat. Inhale, the arms rise. And then exhale, if you took it before, you can take those elbows to opposite hands, or opposite hands to elbows. If elbows could hold things, that'd make things so much easier. Big inhale. Really notice if you're fanning through your ribs, and then try and pull them in together. One more breath here. Last exhale, the hands can come to the hips. Again, that left shin moves to the right side of the mat, your new right side, right? So you're in that warrior two, that kneeling warrior two. Arms can come out to the side, they can stay on your hips. And you really start to press into the shin, the left shin and the right foot. Take that side angle. And really think of reaching so that your hand is an extension of almost like that bottom leg. And then you come back up through warrior two. Left hand's at the front of the mat. It reaches down, that knee presses into the ground. You take extended side plank here. Right foot flattens into the mat, starts to provide you support. You reach towards the front of the mat with your right hand. And then you start to pivot everything towards the front of the mat. Your hands square. And you're facing the front of the mat. Step back to your high push-up. Nice. Move down through low push-up. Forward facing dog. And then you press back. Find that down dog. One big inhale here. Exhale. Your next inhale, you look forward, bend the knees, and then you start to walk to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, you fold down, bend the knees, you sit back, find chair pose. Nice. One more inhale here. Exhale, you stand. Nice job. How'd we do? Good? Bad? Indifferent? Everyone did great, regardless of what you did. From the middle of the mat, we're doing that one more time, but standing and like a little different, but we're gonna throw a balance in here. Because what I love about moving around the mat is that you have to continue breathing. And for me, I find I really connect to my breath when I'm on the ground. And I bring that when you come up to more of your standing flow. So we'll start to ground through our feet. Really notice where your weight's kind of distributed. And then you'll start to stand into that right foot. The left foot can come to a kickstand, maybe it comes to the shin, or you can open the hip up a little bit. Maybe it comes into that left hand. You can stay here for tree, or you can bring your foot to the inside of the right thigh. And if it slides down and ends up on your shin, that's cool too. Hands can come to heart center. And you start to breathe and maybe notice something. A fun game that I try and play with myself is like, I try and see how many muscles are working in my feet at once just to keep me standing. And like when you notice it, you're like, wow, everything is connected. Everything is working together. It's so cool. The body's so cool. One more breath wherever you guys are. And you'll kick the leg out. You'll step on it. Shake out that standing leg, the right leg. And you shake it out a little bit more because it's Tuesday. And then you'll take tree on the other side. And you can start in that kickstand here. Maybe it comes to your ankle. Or you can start to work that right knee into your hand. And maybe you just start to open the hip up a little bit. And you can stay there. Or you can start to, maybe you bring the inside of that right foot to the inside of your left thigh. And wherever you are, just start to breathe. Maybe you step out, and that's cool. One more breath. And then you'll step down, shake out the left leg. Shake it, because it's Twisted Tuesday. And then we're coming back to the front of the mat. All right. We're doing another round we go. So if you need a sip of water, take it now. And we're starting back at the front. Inhale the arms high when you're ready. And then you exhale, lower down, find that forward fold. The knees can stay bent. You drop the chin into the chest. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, you bend the knees and sit back. Find chair pose. One more inhale here. Exhale, the hands come to heart center. You stand into that right foot. The left foot steps back. You find high lunge. Big inhale and exhale. You settle here. Good. One more inhale. Exhale, you open out. Find warrior two. And in that warrior two, it's the same thing as we were doing on the ground, right? You're pressing into the bottom of the right foot, and that left outer edge of the foot, so like the pinky toe side of that left foot, is grounding into the mat. Inhale, you reverse the warrior. Exhale, you take side angle. And again, here on the ground, it was easier, I think, to really open the ribs up to the left side of the mat. So start to use the legs as like a stable thing, right? They're like a bench you put your hand on. Open the ribs up. Yeah, good. Then you're gonna look at your back foot and you bend into it. You find a low lunge at the back of the mat. Yeah, Skandasana over the left leg. Good. It can be as high or low as you want. Your hands come down. Everything rotates to the back of the mat. We've been here before. You step back, find high push-up. Shift forward, low push-up. Inhale, forward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Really good. You look at your right foot. It steps forward to runner's lunge. Talk to your feet. They start to ground into the mat. You lift up, find high lunge. Really good, you guys. Open out, warrior two. Inhale, reverse the warrior. Reach up and out of that hip And then as you take that big exhale, you press into the feet. Take a side angle as you shift forward. Left arm reaches out of the left hip. From here, you look at your back foot. You start to bend into the left leg. Again, you take that side lunge. You start to rotate everything down to the front of the mat. Your hands can come down to the front. And you're in a runner's lunge. Left leg's in front this time. And we'll just step to the front of the mat. Good job. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. You bend the knees. And you sit back, find chair pose. Yes. Nice. One more inhale here in chair. Exhale, the hands come to heart center. Notice your pelvis. Are you sinking into the front of your pelvis? If you are, start to tuck the hips so they're like directly underneath you. Yes. You look at that left foot. You firm into it. You step back. Find high lunge. The arms can rise or they can stay at heart center, whatever feels good. Big inhale. You settle into your feet here. Settle into the breath. One more inhale. And then as you exhale, you open out. Find warrior two. That left foot's in front. Reaching out of your arms. Inhale, reverse the warrior here. Reaching up and out of the hips. And then you'll start to shift forward. You side angle. That right arm reaches up as the left arm presses you out of your lower leg. One big inhale here. Exhale. You see if you can rotate your ribs any more towards the left side of the mat. And then you look at your right foot behind you. You start to bend into it. Maybe that left foot starts to pivot a little bit towards the right side of the mat. And then the hands come down to the mat and they crawl to the back of the mat, surround the right foot. Yeah. You step back, find high push-up. Take a beat here. And then you find low push-up. You flow through your vinyasa. Inhale, forward facing dog. And then you press back, find down dog. One inhale here. Exhale. You look at that left foot. It steps forward. You find runner's lunge. Fingertips are tented. And you start to ground into the legs, ground into the feet. And you rise up, find high lunge. Nice. One more breath here, big inhale. Deep exhale, you open out warrior two with power. Nice. So good. Inhale, you reverse the warrior. Reaching up and out of those hips. Find length through both the sides of your body. And then as you exhale, you shift forward, find side angle. Right arm is reaching. And you start to press into your forearm. Rotate the ribs so they open up away from that left leg. And then from here, you look at your right foot at the front of the mat and you start to bend into it. Take that side lunge. Yes. Hands come down and you start to rotate everything to face the front of the mat. And from here, you just step to the front. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, you fold down. One more time, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. You bend the knees, sit back. Find chair. 2 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Really good. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale, you stand. Nice job. Shake the legs out. We completed our mandala. Shake the hips. We have one more standing balance, and then if we have time, I might take us through a sun seat just to loosen the hips up because I love a sun seat. So I'm gonna face the front, face whatever direction you feel. Same thing here, we're thinking of wringing the spine out following the breath. So you ground into the feet, and then you'll start to firm into the right foot. Left foot is gonna rise, left leg is going to rise. And for now, just hug it into the chest. Whenever I do this stretch, I always think of like soccer practice, warm-ups. And then you'll start to maybe flex into the foot. I find it easier to find a parallel thigh to the ground when my foot is flexed. I don't know why. There's probably some science behind it. But when everything is like flexed, it's just easier for me to find that balance. From your parallel left thigh, my right hand is going to take the outside of the left thigh, maybe by the left knee. And then my left hand is on the base of my left hip, starting to really work on that standing twist. You think of bringing the right ribs towards the left thigh. Nice, you guys. If you want, you can start to extend, and I don't even mean like, take a full standing here. You can really start to bend into that right leg and just start to keep the left leg bent. You start to just straighten it a very little. Maybe the hand moves down towards the shin. Yeah. You have one more breath here, wherever you guys are. And then you'll release gently. And you shake out your legs. Maybe the other side. So again, we'll start with our feet under our hips. And I sometimes like to close my eyes and just kind of feel where my balance is. And then you start to shift your balance and your weight into your left foot. Right leg hugs into the chest. And then again, I'm going to flex my right foot, and my right thigh is going to come to parallel. That left standing leg can stay as bent as it needs to, you guys. I actually prefer that it's bent. And again, you're going to take that standing twist. So left hand will come to the outside of the right knee, right thigh, and the right hand will kind of, I almost think of it pushing the hip down behind you as you take that standing twist. And if you're feeling good and you have that base knee bent, you start to maybe move that left hand down the leg towards the ankle. And you maybe start to just think of length. And by length, I mean you can keep that knee as bent as you want. You just start to stretch the leg out a little. One more inhale. And then you exhale, gently come down. You shake the legs out. How do you feel? Good? We'll take one very quick standing flow just to loosen the legs up, and then we'll make our way to the ground. So we inhale, arms high from the top of the mat. Exhale, you dive the body down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, that right leg steps back, you find low lunge. We've been here before. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, you step back, find high push-up to low push-up. Forward facing dog. Press back, find down dog. Right leg steps forward, you find low lunge again. Left knee is down. Inhale, the arms rise. And then you'll bring the hands to the hips here. Really think of pull that right hip back behind you. So there's a straight line. If you were to put a ruler across your hips, you should, in theory, feel that they're kind of straight across, right? And that means that left hip has to work to come forward. You should feel the whole front of that left thigh start to engage here. One more inhale. Exhale, your hands come down to the front of the mat and you just step forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, you fold down. Inhale, arms rise as you roll up. Exhale, follow the breath. You move all the way down the body, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, the left foot steps back this time. As you inhale, arms rise. Follow the breath. Exhale, steps back and lower. Low push-up, high to low push-up. Inhale, forward facing dog. Exhale, you press back, down dog. You look at the left foot, it steps forward. You find that low lunge, right knee touches down. Yeah. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, the hands come to the hips. So good. You start to pull that left hip back. Press into the feet in the top of that right shin. And the right hip is going to work to come forward. You should feel the front of that right thigh engage. Really good, you guys. One more breath. And then on the exhale, your hands come forward. You surround the front foot and you step to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, you fold down, bend the knees, and you start to roll up to stand. Roll the shoulders back. One big inhale through the nose. Exhale, open mouth. We sigh it out. Awesome. We are connected to our breath. We can sit down when you're ready for glutes and abs. So, start to roll yourself back, lay down, and your knees will face up towards the ceiling. Plant the feet into the ground, and you start to walk the feet closer to your butt so you can feel the back of your ankles. And make sure that your feet are in the shape of an 11. No kind of turny outy, turny inny business. Roll the shoulders underneath you. And think of like picking your hips up and kind of tuck the butt under. And then put the hips back down again. So you have a long, low back. Press into the feet and you squeeze the butt cheeks tight. We start to pulse up. 4, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You stand into that right leg. The left leg can come up as high or low as you want. You start to pulse up. Press into the right foot. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You lower down the left foot and you start to stand into that one. Right leg comes up. You pulse into the left butt cheek for 10, 9, 8. So strong. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You come back down to center. Hold it in the middle for a little bit. We have one more set. You pulse up in the middle for 10, 9, 8. Squeeze the butt. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. So good. 2, 1. That right foot takes all the weight. Left foot rises. You pulse up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You stand on that left foot, right leg rises. You pulse up. Last set. 4, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Goodness gracious. 3, 2, 1. You hold it in the center. Both feet come down. You hold it up for 3, 2, 1. You lower the hips to the ground. Wow, we are getting strong. Hug the knees into the chest. Maybe you take a little bit of a rock side to side. You could take a figure 4. Left foot crosses over the right thigh. And you can either thread the hands through, or maybe you take the outsides of your thighs. Just like a gentle hug, a little bit closer to your body. You can switch sides when you're ready. And then the legs will come to tabletop. And I want you to think of grounding the whole back into the mat. That left toe is going to drop down, touch the mat, and then come right back up. Meet the right from tabletop. Yeah, right foot moves, lowers down. Exhale, it comes back. And only go as low as your back allows you to. Inhale, you lower the left foot. Exhale, it comes right back up to center. Inhale, lower right. Exhale, it comes right back to center. Inhale, lower left. Exhale, it comes to center. Inhale, lower right. Exhale to center. We're going to add the arms now. Arms come back up like they're holding a beach ball on top of your face. We're moving opposite arm to leg. So I'm going to say the leg and you move the opposite arm with it. So we'll continue with our pattern. Left leg moves first. You lower all the way back. Listen to your back and listen to your shoulder. However tweaky you get, try and stay grounded all the way through, spine to shoulder. Exhale, you come back to center. Right leg lowers. Inhale. Exhale, center. Inhale, exhale, left leg lowers. And then you come to center. Right leg lowers. Exhale, center. Now we're going to do everything together. The whole spine from your crown of your head and the butt and the tip of your butt stays on the ground. You start to straighten the legs out and away, and the arms move away. And then you come back to center. Yes. Now we're going to move the toes down. Arms move back. Same thing. Inhale. Exhale, center. One more each time. Legs move away from you. They may be straightened out. Inhale. Exhale. Press through the back. You come back to center. Last time, toes lower down towards the mat. Inhale. Exhale. You come back to center. And you hug the knees into the chest. Those are my favorite core exercises. Dead bug variations. And if you want to get really cute, you could add a mini band to your feet. Start to rock and roll on your back. And you can find your way to an up dog, a very lazy up dog. We are here for not that long. Maybe you just take a baby cobra. Stretch out the front of the body. And then you'll start to just press back, find a down dog. That left leg will inhale high, or not that high, and then you'll pull it in to the left elbow. So if they can, they attach, and if not, you just suggest that they attach. And then you slide the knee down towards the wrist. The shin is making a diagonal, so it's like making a triangle with the front side of your mat. And then I'm going to move my hips back, and I'm going to find pigeon that way. Now, I haven't done pigeon in a long time at the end of class. And I really like this variation where you don't have your shin flat against like the top of the mat, because not everyone's hips and knees allow for that. And I just think it's nice to offer it that way to start as kind of a modification. And then if you feel like your hips can move a little bit and you start to wiggle your shin a little bit closer to parallel to the front of the mat, that's great. But it's nice to kind of ease into this one. When you're ready, you can start to sit on that left butt cheek. And you'll swing the right foot around so you make a connection. We're like in tree pose but sitting. Yeah. So the inside of the right thigh and the left foot are connected. And you think of your hands coming down towards your right ankle, and you pull that leg in towards your body. Yeah, just pull it in a little bit so you're sitting on top of your hips. Maybe you start to move like the fleshy part of your butt away so you can really feel your sits bones into the ground. And then you'll just start to walk your hands down the leg. And you can be in as flat a back as you want, but really think of those toes being flexed towards your face. My knee is pretty bent here. So however you guys feel in this forward fold, just be really mindful that you're not overstretching the back of the knee. Maybe inhale, you take a flat back. And then exhale, you move a little bit closer towards the leg. Maybe you're reaching further back on your foot. If you want, you could take a block here at the base of your foot. See how that feels. One more breath here. And then on the exhale, you start to walk yourself up the leg. We'll take seated twist. So that left knee is already on the ground. It's going to stay there. The right leg's going to move up and over. And maybe you take seated twist where, you're kind of hanging out, you're wide open. Really think of grounding through both your sits bones again. And same cue as before, those left ribs are moving towards the inside of the right thigh. And that left hand is helping press into the shin, right hand is helping you stay upright, pressing into the ground. As we kind of wring the spine out from here. One more breath. And then if we've done this correctly, the left leg is where it's supposed to be. The left leg's where it's supposed to be. It's going to move behind you. And that right leg is going to come to the front of the mat. Now, we don't need to move through down dog again. If you want to, you can. But before I move fully into pigeon, I'm just going to make sure that my knee and my wrist are touching. And then I'm going to lower down and move my left leg away from me. Maybe you stay up on those tented toes or the tucked toes. I love pigeon like this. I think it makes it more active for me. But start to feel this one out. Pigeon is I find pigeon to be like a very personal, like you take your own, whatever's safe for you, take that interpretation. Because it is just like such a unbelievable release. Wherever you are in that pigeon, maybe you've come to your forearms, you'll start to press back up to your hands and you'll sit on that right butt cheek. And the left leg will swing around so you connect the right foot to the inside of the left thigh. And again, you can have a block here if you want. If you want, you can put a block underneath that base knee too. And you'll start to look at that right leg, your left leg, my right. And you'll pull the left leg into your body. And then you'll do it again. You'll pull it in so your hip is sitting directly underneath you. And then you start to move like the fleshy part of your butt away so you can feel your sits bones really pressing into the ground. And then you just start to walk your hands down your leg, flex into that left foot. And I have a pretty good bend in my left knee just to keep everything safe. Maybe you start to drop the chin into the chest. Inhale, take a flat back. Exhale, lower down. And again, here, this should be maybe your deepest or your furthest reaching, your deepest expression of this Janu Shirshasana, your half forward fold. And then when you're ready, you'll walk your way out of that. And you'll start to take that seated twist. The left leg bends up and over the right knee. And you start to twist those right ribs towards the inside of the left thigh. Press into the left hand. Push yourself upright. Yeah, really good, you guys. Really start to wring the spine out. And when you're ready, you'll start to come right back down to the ground. Roll yourself onto your back. And we'll give ourselves one last squeeze before we settle into our final rest. So your knees can come in towards the chest. You curl yourself into a ball. Maybe you lift the head to the knees and you feel yourself cocooning in. And then as you exhale, you start to gently release, letting go of anything you've held on to during this practice. The feet can spread out. Arms can take up as much space as they need to on the mat. Your palms face forward. And you just start to settle into your breath. When you're ready, and only when you're ready, you can start to draw more awareness to your breath and to your body. Maybe you start to move the fingers and toes. And you'll start to take a deep inhale through the nose. A full exhale out. One more big inhale through the nose. And then on the exhale, you'll start to topple over to one side, curling the knees into the chest. When you're ready from the ground, you'll start to press into your hands and work your way to an easy seat. Your eyes can stay closed, or they can maybe find a fixed gaze. We'll take one big inhale through the nose together. Hold it at the top. Exhale, side out. Your hands can come across the chest, covering your heart. One big inhale. Exhale. Thank you for joining class. Take some light and spread it to someone who needs it. And don't forget to shine it on yourself. Namaste.